Time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this go live this morning. We are Wednesday, August 13th. I'm here with Raha. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Melanie. How are you today?
Good, thank you. So when I'll get right into the topic, people. When you start a business, it's tempting to do everything, but today we're sharing the one thing we're focusing on onto growth with purpose and avoiding burnout. And I know we saw each other recently and spoke about it. Just clicked in my head. We spoke about something that was important to us, and that is time with our children. So maybe that's a little off topic. Maybe we'll come back into conversation, but I thought that was something very important to honor, right? To value family time.
Yes,
Even
I
if
think
you have a business.
that's the one thing that I think we should never forget, never put on the back burner.
Never
It's
put on the
family
back
time.
burner. Family time. The whole point of starting this business, right, is to have more family time.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're not going to spend hours talking to you guys about this. We really wanted to keep it short and sweet, but still to the point, because I don't know about you, but I see it on social media. So many people are starting businesses or want to start a business or don't know or are afraid because it's going to take up so much of their time. And yes, of course, when you start a business, there is time to be put in, but to avoid that burnout, I think it's important to focus on one thing. So please introduce yourself and let me know what is that one thing that's important to you to focus on in that first year of starting your business.
So for myself, Melanie, is that I feel the first year is a learning process, and we shouldn't try to rush through that learning process. No matter what kind of business you're starting, the first year, everything is new. Everything is like, being presented to you for the first time. So taking it slowly, absorbing the information, taking in the training, doing it carefully, is very, very important, I find, because those are the main foundation steps of any business. Once you've learned it and you understand it, is when you could start running it.
Yes.
For me, I find, like, I mean, and I always tell anyone, like, your foundation has to be strong. If your foundation is weak, your business or your building or anything will not stand strong for long. So for me, that is very, very important, that we build that foundation as strong as possible, so that as we build our business, we build it strong and sturdy, so it never falls. So I think, I know when I know many people, when they start anything, any kind of business or anything in life, they rush through things. The
Yep.
excitement is there, they want to go
Mm-hmm.
through it, they
Mm-hmm.
want to do it. But that's great, having
Mm-hmm.
that goal
Mm-hmm.
inside of you to want to do something is what you need. But
Mm-hmm.
don't overdo it to the point where you miss out on all the other part of it, and then you think, oh, I'm going to reach from A to Z in like 1 month.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, slowly go from A to B to C to D. And it's important, I find.
No, absolutely. And it's interesting that you say that, because I've been I'm going to say victim of that, where I years ago started a business, and even this one, I went full force, like like crazy. I went through training like crazy. I was in it, and I was passionate, and I was just like, yes, let's do this. But you know what? I ended up burning out.
Of course.
Yeah, right. And that's why I'm here today, and we're here today, because it's to share that you could still reach success and doesn't need to be done on full speed ahead. Like you said, to take your time to avoid that burnout,
You
because
know
you're
that
building something
saying,
strong.
they have that saying, slow and steady wins the race. Well, I think it should be followed in certain cases. I don't say go extremely slow, but I say that, do it the right way. Just make
Yes.
sure that you are doing it in the right process, the right steps, learn them, understand them, absorb them properly, so they stay with you throughout your lifetime, so you know how to run your business. Um, And when you're saying, like you also like rushed, I did the same thing. I did the exact same thing. I just wanted to learn everything within, like, I was like, I want to do everything in one day, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I didn't burn out, but I realized that I was doing the stuff, but I wasn't learning it. I was just
Yes.
doing,
Good
and
point.
that was not the purpose of all this. It was not just
No.
to do it. It was to actually learn it so I could teach it also later on.
Yes. Beautifully
So I
said.
was like, okay, and you know what? I actually, like, after I did all of that, I actually had to stop myself and tell myself, restart.
Hmm.
Restart it, and this time just don't do it, learn it. Learn it,
Yes.
take it
Yes.
in, because when
Yes.
someone will ask you about it, you'll have the answers. You'll know what you're
Yes.
talking about, you know.
Yes.
And
And I'm, yeah.
for me, it was very important. I found, and even like, anyone who ever asked me, I always tell them, just take it slow, ask questions, do your due diligence, like, do your stuff properly.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting because after my burnout, I came back, and that's exactly it. I went through training and I took my time. This time around, I took the time to absorb everything, to exactly what you said, to learn it, to be able to transmit it to somebody else and not just be like, oh, yeah, the information is here, go for it. No, because I want to build a legacy. I don't know about you, but I want to build a legacy. I want this to be continuous. And all large corporations, they take their time to evaluate everything. They take the time to build something, and they don't do it alone, which is beautiful. And we don't have to do it alone either. Or we're here today helping each other out, right? But so to avoid burnout, and I think so too, when you take your time, you don't feel overwhelmed, because when you start to feel overwhelmed, then procrastination might kick in, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do it some other time, and next thing you know, you're not even doing it. And I hear a lot of people saying, they want to build a business, they want to be their own boss, but if you're avoiding the actual work, then
Well,
you're
it's not like
not building anything strong.
people get so overwhelmed that they actually stop. They just
Yep.
stop altogether because they think it's too hard.
Yes.
I've seen people like that they rush into it, and then they're like, wait a second, this is too much, because they
Yes.
try to do too much in one day, 1 week, 1 month,
Yep.
that they eventually just say it's too much for me. And I would say, like, because you're overdoing it.
Yes.
Stop.
Exactly.
Just stop. Take a breather,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
do one step every day.
Exactly.
Don't try to get from the bottom of the staircase to the top of the staircase in one day. Don't do
No.
it.
No. No.
Go from step 1 to step 2 and take a breather. Did
Yeah.
you
It's
understand what you did? Did you understand that first step? You did. Perfect. Now, the next day, go to step 2.
yeah. Yeah.
I've seen, like, due to my career, I worked with a lot of graphs and everything. I find people do a lot of, I'm going up, and then they fall straight down. And that's the worst thing you could do when you become a business owner.
Absolutely.
You have to have a gradual slope going up, and then, keeping it up. You
Yeah.
might have days you go down, but
Yeah.
then you got to keep going, but slowly.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
try to go like this. It'll
No.
never happen.
No. And it's all about
Anything, sorry,
personal
anything that goes
growth,
this way
right?
will come down. Yes.
Yeah.
It's all internal. It's all us. It's you who's going to be the one growing, not someone else.
Exactly, exactly. And that personal growth, you can't go faster than what you can handle. So if you're trying to go faster than what you can handle, exactly what's going to happen. You're going to burn out. You're going to stop. So to take the time to go through it. So for me, I think my key focus is consistency, right? It's being consistent. It doesn't have to be hours on end. It doesn't have to mean take it all in, but just be consistent in the work, and then that builds up more and more, and then your mindset changes, and then there's growth, and then you're learning more, and you're evolving, and you know what I mean, it becomes something greater for yourself and for your family.
And if you take into consideration, Melanie, what you just said, the speed is based on the consistency, and the consistency is based on the speed, because you can never be consistent if you're trying to rush through it because of the burnout.
Exactly.
Right? So
Exactly.
the speed of doing something, taking slow and taking in the info, will keep you consistent also.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a long-term investment into yourself, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We have short-term investments that last for a short period of time, but our business is a long-term.
Mm-hmm.
You said you want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a legacy for my kids.
Exactly.
It's a long-term process. And if
Mm-hmm.
we burn out in the first month or the first 6 months, that legacy will never be built.
No.
So
No.
keeping it slow and steady, keeping it consistent. You see how they all follow through with each other,
Absolutely.
And it's
Absolutely.
important to keep them together. Every day you do a little bit
Yes.
and do it at your own pace.
Yes. Yes.
Absorb it, learn it, and use it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, 5 years into the business, you still remember what you did on day one.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to ask yourself, what is it that you want to build? You want to build a legacy, or are you building a hobby? Right?
True.
There's a difference between the two. And I know I follow someone, and she brings a lot of light to that, where she speaks about the importance of taking exactly that, the time to build that legacy, and not just some quick trendy thing on social media that you're posting and hope to, be that person that just happens to make millions. I'd be weary of that, right? Just, yes, some people it goes faster, some people are slower, but it doesn't matter. It's the point is to evolve in it and to learn from it. So I know we're kind of repeating ourselves here, but Rada, how can people reach you? I know you have your website here.
So
On
easy to reach me. My website is there,
yeah.
www.radalal.com. You could go directly to my website and check out the business. You could reach out to me by sending me a message. I'm always available. And Melanie, you could go ahead and tell how they can reach you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, part of like social media platforms, it will be on Facebook, Empowering Women Leaders Club. On Instagram, it's Mindset with Melanie Kiss. And I should have written my website, but it is on all my social media platforms. So if you're looking, it will be there. And of course, do not shy away from contacting us for any questions whatsoever on the business itself, or any other questions that you may have that might help you in the direction that you want to go with your future business. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad that we did this right out, and you're going to see more of us in the near future. Is there anything else that you would like to leave people with?
All I would like to say is that the first step is to learn. The second step is consistency, and everything will just follow.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Until next time.
Bye.